What's going on?
What the fuck is happening, guys?
Why is RC, bro? It's RC is not like it's not playing. It's not playing.
The Star was different one.
What do you mean?
It's different song.
Yeah, this is RC.
Alright, guys, hold up.
No,
Okay, yeah.
it was running. That's what I'm saying. Turn off the laptop.
Okay.
Hey, listen, let's talk, guys. That's what we're doing.
That's what I'm about to play right here.
Yeah.
Go tell them not to record.
It's just cutting out. Tell them not to
No,
count.
no,
No,
I'm
hold
playing
on,
right
stop.
here. I'm playing right here.
Okay, good?
Stop.
Cheers on.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good.
What's up? How are you? Good. How are you?
prosperity of the society. It emphasizes the identity that an individual adopts and is reinforced by how well vacuum that can be filled with other identities and can eventually lead to other cultures dominating in the Oromo sphere of influence. In fact, this is what we see. Looking at cities in Oromia such as Adama, Finfinne, and Dire Dawan,
All right. I can see some of you here. We'll talk about the news because OEDC for putting this up. I want to thank you guys. What more than I want to talk about the youth, the influence of youth in our own society. Some of you may know the power of youth because the idea of Oromo youth came back in 2005 for is Jawar Muhammad, Ademo Mohammed that was here. Those people started Oromo Youth Association in Minnesota. And after that, they go on to establish Oromo Youth Association, the National Oromo Youth Association, which is IOM. From that group, a lot of leaders came out. I know some of you may know Amande Barasu. She's running for Congress today. She used to be president of Oya, Minnesota. Mamela Demo used to be the president, Joar Muhammad used to be the president. Now leading Oromo Advocacy, Senator Timo, used to be part of that group. A lot of young leaders from Oromo came from positions. Kulani Chalaka, Harvard Law graduate, former OSA president. A lot of young Oromos came out. And after learning that, we established DC back in 2014. So here I'm not used anymore, but I was the first president of DC, so I feel some kind of, I'm very proud. Not only that, from DC, we got a lot of leaders. Oda Therapy, spokesperson for ONA, or WACO. In fact, WACO is who made the logo for ONA. So give it up for WACO one more time. And we have a lot of young, highly educated Oromo women from Oya in general.
Let's check the sound. Yeah, I'm trying to. So I'm just using the laptop.
So what I wanted to say is use as power. Those kids today that are dancing up here, 6 years ago, 5 years ago, we were dancing. I'm not really good at dancing, but I was trying. So we're going to expect a lot of leaders from this group. Every time you come out together like that, you learn Oromoma, you learn about your history. We used to do a lot of forums about Oromo history. Ademo was one of the people that was coming to teach us about Oromo history. So what I wanted to say is that we as youth have power. These kid stars who are on the stage today, they got the style, they got the character, they got everything they need, they got the swag to go on and conquer the world. And that's what I wanted to say. Thank you very much.
Thank you again, Kia, for those words. Those were some great remarks. Up next to the stage, we're going to have Adam and Wadi, who will be giving us a presentation about what it means to be Oromo. So give it up for Adam and Wadi.
How's everyone doing today?
Yeah, light it again. Light it. One light. Light up.
So,
Up.
I know there's some technical difficulties in the beginning, but we wanted to kind of just get one more round of applause for our seasoned dancers. So, thank you very much once again. We'd like to thank all of you for coming into the Hoff Theater tonight at the University of Maryland. All right, so I got a quick question for y'all. What do you guys think about when you hear the word Ethiopia? This is like a crowd Q&A. One at a time. Raise your hands. Okay, what else? Injera, imperialism, what else? Sorry. So, I know we're doing a freestyle type thing, So you might be thinking, Skista, you might be thinking church, you might be thinking Haile Selassie, you might be thinking Injera too. Now, so yeah, those are some examples of what everybody else said. So this must mean that all Ethiopians have the same background, right?
In actuality, they don't. There are over 80 plus ethnicities within the country of Ethiopia. Amharas being a few, Oromos being a few, Tigray, so on and so forth. So there are over 80 plus ethnicities here, guys. And Eskista is not the only type of dance. There are Oromo dances, there are Afar dances, so on and so forth. So when you think Ethiopia, try to generalize. It's not just Eskista, it's not just Injera, Amharic, it's multiple cultures within that level.
So, and we're going into with that knowledge, we want to show you one of these ethnicities today, the Oromo people. The Oromo people are the largest ethnic group in East Africa and the fourth largest in the whole of Africa. So some people, the population mainly resides in Ethiopia, with its people also residing in the neighboring countries of Kenya and Somalia as well. So I'm going to run down some quick facts about the Oromo people. The language of the Oromo, Afan Oromo, is the fourth most spoken primary language in Africa. The fourth, after Arabic, Hausa, and Swahili. That means that the first language that the first language that a lot of people learn in Africa is Afan Oromo.
Also, the Oromos constitute at least 35% of the whole Ethiopian population. Keep in mind there are over 80 plus ethnicities within Ethiopia. Dear God, I cannot talk today.
Almost 120 million people in Ethiopia alone too.
And the Oromos also have their own culture. It can be from a bowl of anchote to some chachapsa to some marka. And even with the marka, there are different ways of eating. Me personally, I eat it with baju and koshoro. Other people eat it with dada and bakare. Other people eat it with milk and honey,
Yogurt,
you know,
yogurt,
you see, so
add yogurt.
even within the Oromos, they're different cultures, but we're all speak the same language and have the same general culture.
And I think one thing that is very notable for the Oromo people is the holiday of Irrecha. The holiday of Irrecha, known as it is the Thanksgiving holiday of the Oromo people, it is celebrated to celebrate the end of the winter and the coming of spring. So I don't know if some of you guys were in DC sometime this October, but you might have seen a large, colorful procession of people marching down, I think, like going to the Lincoln Memorial. That was the original procession. They were going right there to the reflecting pool of the Lincoln Memorial, celebration of dances, food, and all that is very common. And I think the one point I want to actually add too is that is very unique to the Oromo people is their own democratic form of government, the Gada system. Gada system. Before many of these Western countries came up with the idea of democracy, the Oromo people were there first, since more than the 15th century, before the 15th century. So, knowing all this, you might think, oh, the Oromo people are a vital part in the Constitution of Ethiopia. They are a vital part of it. But that's not the case. So then what is the problem?
The problem stems back from the roots of when Ethiopia was created. So the Ethiopian Empire came over and conquered all the lands. They formed Ethiopia. And within those regimes that ruled the country, the Oromo people were oppressed. For example, one example of oppression was when Haile Selassie banned the Oromo language within Ethiopia, when it is the most spoken language in the country. So different forms of oppression occurred towards the Oromo people, and until now, today.
And I think also I want to add one more thing. A lot of this expansion came under the guise of Menelik II back in before 1896. You know, most people know him commonly as the Lion of Agua, the person who so-called defeated the Italians, and he's a celebrated African king for the fact that he defeated the Italians in battle. But I think a lot of the time is that people kind of forget to mention that a lot of those victories were built off of the backs of the Oromo people, which came and enslaved and imprisoned. Now people are going to come and they might say this is some revisionist history, but this is a case of the ground. And like Adam mentioned, the Afan Oromo language was banned during the reign of Haile Selassie. It was banned. People were not allowed to speak it publicly in schools, and with that, a lot of people started to lose that heritage of the language.
And also another recent occurrence for the younger generation out there, I know I'm part of it, the younger generation, young folks, was the 2016 Irrecha massacre, where the Oromos of the country came together to celebrate their yearly holiday of welcoming spring season, and the government soldiers shot and fired into a large crowd and killed at least 100 people. So just things like that happened overall in the past, and we're still fighting to get our rights and our freedom.
But through all of this oppression and humiliation that Oromo people have suffered, they never lost their character and they never lost who they were. And back in 1973, the Oromo Liberation Front, also known in the Afan Oromo language, Billisummaa was founded to resist the regime of Haile Selassie. But by 1974, they found themselves fighting against the Derg, which was, as to put it in layman terms, it was just adding fuel to the fire. They were not really anything different. They just continued to do the same policy over again. So, fast forward to 1991. The Derg was in shambles. The country as a whole was collapsing, and the Ethiopian People Revolutionary Democratic Front, which was led by the Tigrayan People Liberation Front, marched into the capital of Addis Ababa, also known as Finland, in Afan, and took over the government. The coalition originally was going to be a power-sharing agreement between all of the different ethnicities in Ethiopia. However, the Oromos soon found themselves ostracized from this coalition. They were pushed out of power, and any resistance to the regime was crushed. And despite it being one of the largest communities in Ethiopia, the Oromo people found themselves in this powerless position. And consequently, since 1991, the Oromo people have been a constant victim of state-sponsored violence, with thousands of people being killed and countless more taken as political prisoners. And we wanted to give a special shout out and a special recognition for Hachalu Hundessa.
Hachalu Hundessa was born in the town of Longo, and from a young age, he took part in many protests, fighting for the Oromo people's rights within the country of Ethiopia. Since he was born, since even my dad still tells me stories to this day of how he himself he had to flee actually away from Congo, go live in Sudan, and then migrate here to this country. The fact that our people were being oppressed, it wasn't livable conditions for them. My uncle actually was, God have mercy on his soul, was killed by the government. So that led my dad to flee. But back on childhood, a little memory I have of him. I remember when I was a lot younger. I first heard Senyi Monte. I don't know why you guys know that song, if you guys want to sing along. Anybody? But I remember younger hearing that song and I just couldn't control myself. I had to get up and dance. I didn't know how to. I just copied what I saw people doing, and it's songs like that inspire the Oromo people to be themselves, not be afraid of who you are. Be Oromo and be proud. Our culture is beautiful. Our language is beautiful. Our people is beautiful. It's things like that he instilled. It's things like that he instilled in the youth, the elders, whoever you are. If you're Oromo, be proud of who you are.
That's right. Honestly, for me, when I first ever heard Hachalu, the first song I ever heard from him was Malanjira. And I think that is still like top 10 of my favorite songs of all time. He was like, I don't understand Afan. I don't understand the lyrics, but like just for like the way how he sung, you could just feel like that sense of passion that he felt for his country. And it was just exemplified through the rest of his life. He was imprisoned multiple times. He was beat. He was made, humiliated, imprisoned, and yet he still continued to fight, not only for his people, but for himself as well. He fought to preserve his heritage and to continue to preserve his people's heritage. He wrote the first lyrics for his album, Sunny Movie, while in prison, and that became a hit. And his songs spoke to the Oromo people, spoke of their longing, spoke of the sense of belonging, and encouraging them to resist oppression. And over time, especially after EPRDF was overthrown back in 2018, his anthems, his songs, Malanjira, all of these songs became an anthem. They became a rally cry for the Oromo people. But as many of you know, 2 years ago, back in June 27th of 2020, Hachalu was shot and killed outside Addis Ababa. He was murdered on the outskirts, June 29th, on the outskirts of Addis Ababa. It was, at the time was, you could feel the sense of like anger, the sense of frustration, the amount of like sadness in the air was prevalent. It was like somebody shot a spear right into the heart of the Oromo people. That was just how powerful, just how emotional Hachalu's music made the people feel.
Yeah, I remember when I first got the news in passing, I didn't know how to act. It was like my role model who I started to be. Probably speaking my language wherever I go. With whoever I yeah, it hurt me and it hurt, I'm pretty sure all the world around the world. Upheld how to be Oromo, how to not be afraid of who you are. Just show your culture, be proud of who you are. That's what you love.
Hachalu's murder, at the end of the day, was a murder to the heart of the Oromo people, but it would never push them down, never let them down. The only thing that will keep us resilient, his memory and his music and what he stood for will still be a rallying cry for the rest of the Oromo people. And I know some of these history, I don't know for some of the people who know this history make you uncomfortable, make you see that this is not really what I'm taught. This is not true. But we urge you as the Goya, as Oromo Youth Association DC, we urge you to be uncomfortable. We urge you to look at some of the truths that you may have held and look at some of those truths really clearly and see how there are some fallacies in it. How some of the historical moments that you may know about your country have undermined and hurt the people of that country. Some of the people of the country. We urge you to be uncomfortable. We urge you to learn some of those truths. We urge you to give an open ear to some of the Oromo people. And not only Oromo people, many other people who were oppressed in the history past. Somali people, Harari people, all of these Afar people, so many people who have been under the guise of one culture, one ethnicity, one identity. Some of these people have been undermined and hurt. And I hope, during this culture show, we want you to know some of these truths so we can help to create a better tomorrow. Not only in Ethiopia, but also in the diaspora as well. And,
we want to show the beauty of our culture. And for those who are humble and don't know a lot, to help open their eyes to learn your language. I'm still learning myself.
and we just want you to know. We just want you to know. We want to show you these social shows. Just what being Oromo is. We want all the Oromo people in this audience to know that we are all together, no matter what.
Thank you, Adam and Wadi. That was a great presentation. I'm very glad you guys were able to do that. Now, coming up next. So, clothes are sometimes more than just the threads of fabric that cover our body. Sometimes there is a deeper connection behind these threads that express an individual sense of identity, creativity, and beliefs. But on a bigger scale, culture can actually influence fashion. So next up, we're going to witness this firsthand in the patterns, accessories, and overall look that really goes into what makes our wayad.
Thank you. One is negative Oromo wants to give on today. Again, Julia Magabi, I never kissed where namni Mark is agreed to Mudiran Kismir. I guess you Ega while Fana ada passing to Kata, Ufanan ada Yogan, Kumarusu, Kumaris. One by you Sakaba is needed and again. Ufanan ada Okumas of the communism. You can go communism. You can in marks of communism. Ufanan ada fashion amat dunia cukup kamus yakin ada. Again, industri fashion amat ya kesempati ufanan ada cukup ini ada amat lebih dekat dengan sudah ada kinya berbeda. Ufanan ada Oromo itu juga sebenarnya kari musyawarah.
So let's bring out our first models. Get the music rolling.
Wow. Look at that.
Asik.
Hey, and besides the dog, you go to the no. Oromo culture. That's it. All right, so next up. You guys can hear me, right? Next up, poetry. Like any form of artistic creation, is one of the pillars of the humanities. By following the paths of emotion, sensitivity, and imagination, the poet transmits knowledge and human values. It's so important to culture, in fact, because it helps us to understand and change the world around us. Poetry's strength lies in its ability to shed a sideways light on the world, allowing people to sleep up on it. Without further ado, next we will have Adisha read us a poem. Nota 1 Kadesa.
Jirtu, lagi. Oromo jirtu. Jirtani Oromo. Jirtani. Mali bela ni jira tadi sanija. Jirtani. Aku mah duke sampai saniti makam dia bisa maju musa anjarati. Andra ini sunduran de hati dulu balalo acai ko pese jerat. Mata dure walalo tiya. Kumutan wotomon Kadesa ada. Nih, udah di sana ada yang bawa. Ija ko tuna bo imam kun fate kaisa hijjar kisa wanda ija da ita te sai na kaisa kabubatar cusa fate
himbo'a hillolaasaa dhimmaan cirreeffate. Goota darbee yaadatee goota lubbuudhaan darbee goota biyyee abatee goota biyyoo uffate goota dhiigaan hasaasee goota lafeen dubbate goota akkasiitu na bo'a. Goota mudhii sinnaaraa kan nan dadhabe hin jenne waan manaa beef dhiisee halagatti hin hidhanne dhugaasaa beeksifachuuf qaalii lubbuusaa kenne ija koo boo'icharraa tasa naa hin laanne. Siddaa guddaa ijaaranii gamoo guddaa dhaabanii mana bulluuqaa ho'aa keessaa unuun kaanii ofi keessaa hin jiraanne rasaasa diinaatiin nu bidduu dhaabamanii ija koo hin laalinaa kanatu na ga'u dhowwaan. Dacheen itti haa ho'u biyyoon itti haa bullu garaachi samiin waaqaa isaan argee haa baqu harki waaqaa isaan uume baatee isaan haa dhiqu. Galatoomaan isin jala.
Thank you, Bishop, for that wonderful. That was beautiful. Next up for the evening. So, art is not only about stuff that's serious or like, it's also funny in a way. We can use humor as a way of expressing ourselves and deliver information. So, next up, we have comedies, followed by the Showa Region Dance, and I'm sure you guys are going to enjoy it. So, without further ado, please welcome to the stage our Showa dancers and the comedy skit hosts.
Hey, tell them to use the mic. Don't let them get the other mic. No, the one on the floor.
يا أولاد أنا شو بريد الاثنين بس. وتم سلام ولا فكوا فيها ستنا في الجاي. بريد تو مودي سمع. أي فند من. وكان شنجي كان سلام وجيش وتم جلابة بيتا. وتم نسيمو ولا ويدي مكاكي تسيبه بيس. Harka والكبر وفلني يلا رارا إللي يا مسنو تنتلا تبين نويسي عملا إنتي ما تجلس ده بسون قتي ورابيس siapa cuci setiap jadi kan mafan nado dah mojar sesita gift ko bilgite orang moda bilgite Aeroplane apa, foreign apa, marine apa, kulima, come on, okay.
We're busy. Perendu magana, masih mana gitu? Masih. One hundu masih boleh malu na fuli malu na fuli boleh tu malu. Ya pada dua orang. Okay, see these guys, they don't even know English. I'm gonna take you home. I'm gonna teach you English. I'm gonna teach you اللغة العربية. All the languages you want to know. I'll show you the stars and how everything is perfected just for you. That we made everything just for you.
Thank you for Kami para taking to that island. Nice. Look. He's a black cat. He doesn't even look. Hey. Hey, Mari. Hey. Kembali, jemput. Apa saja kita? Krikat bukan. Apa kita suruh? Mana ada kita? Sikit nama tu. Lagi beri lagi. Mana kita beri lagi sikit. Bagi mana?
The failure does not.
Lagi pada. Wait di sini, Pak. Selalu di mana? Tira thane wale kaum ne sida la jira kadem nu. Dalali ne masih pitan. Mereka never shadu nu bo mani sir.
Ayah, aduh, no.
Ada kya aduh nu. Message.
Is it now? Okay.
Entah kot, sampai. Kot gerak. Entah kot. Sir.
I can use this. Everybody dead. Yo.
Akkam jirtu daawwattoota keenya. Otuu sagantaan kun hin jalqabiin dhaamsa gabaabaan isiniif hin dhiyeessa. Peejii Feesbuukii Keelloo Miidiyaa hordofuu hin dagatina. Itti dabalee bakka follow jedhu sana tuqaatii isa siifar jedhu kaasa. Akkasumas yuutuubii fi Instagram peejii keenya hordofaa. Itti dabalee chaanalii Telegram keenyatti subscribe gochuu hin dagatina. Sagantaa kana Keelloo Miidiyaatti isiniif dhiyeessa. Hiriyoota keessaniif share godhaa. Keelloo Miidiyaa ilaalcha haaraa.
Ani stage gubbaadhaa fidee daansii na dadhabsiise. Isin homaatu isin dadhabsiise maal? Ani stage gubbaadhaa fidee ittiin dadhabu jira. Isin maatu isin dadhabsiise. Oromoo jirtu! Jirtu! Yoo gartee qophii kana kabajannaan jirtan taate mee jirra na jalaa jiraata. Jirtu! Ummata gartee waan nuti jechuun jirru ta'e sodaachisaa jirra. Umati please explain what happened. Garuu itti aansee isin hundaa baay'ee si galateeffachuu bara. Maqaa Oyyaa DC illee haa ta'u, maqaa Oromoo Community haa ta'u, maqaa nama hundaatiin. Gartee waa'ee Oromummaa haa ta'u, waa'ee Oyyaa DC na waati kashmee.
Let me see if I can cut it. Yeah.
Alright, y'all. My name is Ruka, and I'm gonna tell y'all a little bit about our community. So the Oromo youth community, we come together in the DC area and like socialize, talk about like what's going on back home, how we can like relate to each other and all that. But I want to share a speech with y'all and I wrote about what the community. Y'all hear me? Okay. What the community means to me, what Oromo means to me. So, hey y'all, my name is Ruka. I'm a part of the Oromo youth community located here in DC. I'm also a fellow Turk, so I go to the University of Maryland. And I wanted to share with y'all my experience of being a part of the community and what Oromo means to me. So, I was a part of this community for as long as I can remember. I met some of my first friends here. And I can see how much has grown over the past decade.
Yeah. That's so? Yeah, go ahead. I'm good. See if we can.
Our beloved civil rights activist and musician, our beloved Hachalu Mandela was killed. It devastated our community, but it was one of the core pivotal moments in which I saw Oromo people showing up for each other. We didn't want another Oromo legend to die in vain. We mourned, but then we organized. We organized one of the biggest protests we've ever had in the capital, DC. Oromo people from all over the country came together to stand up against the years of oppression our people are facing back, and even the microaggressions we face here today in America. I know it's crazy, the oppression runs that deep that we have to fight here in America as well. Here in America, I experienced how even saying you're Oromo and not Ethiopian disgusts me. It disgusts people instead of just and asking why. I've experienced anti-Oromo protesters, violence against our peaceful protests. I've experienced having tension with simply asking to play an Oromo song at an Ethiopian restaurant or event. And however, this is nothing compared to what my brothers and sisters are facing back home. I want to circle back to the term I mentioned earlier, Oromo. I know you guys heard it a couple times. I want to share what it means. To me, it means connection. It means fearlessness of being who you are.
For the most part.
I don't believe that you have to be Oromo to have Oromo, or that all Oromo people necessarily have Oromo. It is the quality of wanting to connect. Connect
Let them
and
not use that mic.
connect with
It's
others
like I
and
only get
appreciate their
the
culture
mic,
as a
hear
people.
it, and
this community, I met so many beautiful people from all over the country and from strong black relationships where we continue to show our support for each other and promise a lifetime of it. I have friends who are even ethnically Oromo, but I dub them half Oromo because they share the love of my culture, just the way I do. This community is really like an extended family to me, and I'm so glad that y'all get to experience some of it here today. Oromo is love. Let's remember that. When you learn to unlearn the negativity, that is where you find the Oromo. That is where you find true connection and understanding. I want to thank you all for showing up today. Thank you for choosing to learn. Thank you for choosing to grow and expand. Shout out to everybody who made this happen. All the
Oh, wait, sunshine. Blank.
Presentation so we have a slideshow of you guys.
That one.
Yaadaan baay'inaan fakkaata. Fakkii kana ijoolleen kun waan gaarii hojjetanii keessatti yeroo akka keessan bara tokko bara durii tokko jedhani. Tokko ture jedhani. Wanti dhiirri qixxeen dhiiraa ta'ee jedhee nama gadi fatanaa eeguu barbaadu jira. It's okay. So take a mark on this even of Kamsisi, even Megamsisi, even Chief Sable, even how
Yeah, I mean,
you know, government She loved to Kashina Ifti, she let him do it. Kashina to take him around. What did you look to meet him? Ada jadi secara walun jago walun jabai walun halagan suri dan kita walun ngaji sudah ada orang kerja mencoba kes dalam
All right, there we go. Finally. I don't know what happened. I know this is a free event for everybody, and you didn't see us something to the door. We came here. You guys saw a slideshow of OADC, what we do, kind of what we've done over the past couple of years. And I think it's important for us to just remember that whether it's protesting out in DC, getting these beautiful culture shows on. At the end of the day, it's not free. We're not charging y'all anything, but we want to get back to the main thing of this night. It's Billisummaa Night. And although for OADC it's a nonprofit, but we didn't raise any money here, like in the door. But we're asking for you to raise money for us, not only for OADC, but so that a portion of this money can go back home in the aim for Billisummaa Night. You know what I'm saying? Because the idea of Billisummaa is what? Freedom, right? And so for us to raise money for our own selves, at the end of the day, it's a nonprofit that's selfish. We want to go and raise this money and give it back home and do well with this money. So please, if you guys see this on the screen, we have our Venmo, our Cash App, and our Zelle. Please, if you could donate some money to the OADC so we can send it on your behalf back home, to help with these causes, that'd be amazing. We're gonna revisit that later into the show, but just to keep y'all heads up, look out for that.
House lights on, intermission. Okay, no call. House lights on. Turn on the house lights, intermission. Turn on intermission. Yeah, can you give an announcement? Can you give an announcement? Can I give an announcement? Yeah.
Hello? Can y'all hear me? Is it clear? This is intermission. You guys can get up now. So yeah, we're taking a short break right now. Please feel free to stretch your legs, use the bathroom, drink some water. We'll be back in 15 minutes. Have some fun before the show continues. Thank you.
Don't leave yet. We've done.
Yo,